So here we are in the Lake District once again after a early start. What was it, 4:30?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, and made our way up from Leeds up to Penrith. Had a little stop, as you do, and here we are. So doing just 3 Wainwrights today, and it's Great Mell Fell. And here we are, just heading up. It's nice and quiet. It's I don't know, 20 to 8 on a Saturday morning, and as you can see, for now we have the weather. And Martina in anti-mosquito, well, they're not mosquitoes, midgy mode. Definite autumnal, or autumnal, I don't know which way it is. Sure Martina can cut that out.
Autumnal? I don't know.
So we're having a debate whether it's autumnal or autumnal. Oh God, I don't know. Anyhow, it's nice to be back out. It was about, is it 4 or 5 weeks ago or more that we were in the Dales? No answer from Martina.
I think it was maybe
Yeah, okay.
August, wasn't it? End of August. It's October, so yeah, 5-6 weeks.
So we're up in the lakes for a few days. Not sure how many. We were going to camp, but the weather didn't look promising. So we've booked a B&B for now. But we've got the week off, so we can fill our boots. But the plan is at least 3 hikes. Martina's Wainwright tick off book needs some ticks, so literally on a tick in the boxes mode, and that just might sound like peak bagging or Munro catching or whatever you call it, collecting, and maybe you should just hike in the wild because you're enjoying it. But what's amazing is I've spent my whole life, well, okay, teenage life up to now, loving hiking, loving the Dales, loving the Lake District, and tending to go back to the same places. And got Martina this little Wainwright's book so that you can see where you've been, and because she really fancies ticking more off, guess what, seeing places we wouldn't ever go. So thoroughly recommend doing something like this, because it'll get you off the beaten track. Obviously you're going to go to the Helvellyn's of this world, and even though I would return to the same place, even if I was in Glenridding, I'd actually go up to St Sunday's Crag rather than Helvellyn. And so many people I've spoken to, when they talk about Helvellyn, Striding Edge of course, and Swirl Edge, and they come back down through the valley there, down into Patterdale, and I often say, oh, did you go up St Sunday's Crag? No, what's that? And it's amazing, it's lovely. And you can just extend your day on Helvellyn, whether you do swirl or striding, pop down to the town up there, down there. I think there's a couple of Wainwrights on the way from Helvellyn down to that town, and then you can go to actually go up to St Sunday's Crag from there. So anyway, I'll stop going on and just get back to the walking. So it's beautiful today, lucky with the weather so far. Touch wood, we normally get torrential rain. Anyhow, off in the distance you can see Helvellyn. For those that know it, you can spot it and know it's not at the top of the very far most ridgeline. It's before that. You've got Sheffield Pike, and where we're off tomorrow tomorrow. Today, stretch of woodland before we reach the summit of Great Mell Fell, which is the first one of today. Martina's not feeling really well. Really well? Very well. She's been a bit run down these last few weeks and been working extremely hard to hit a deadline. Early mornings and fairly late starts, but when you're stuck at your computer 10 hours for 2 or 3 weeks, of course you have weekends off. So, not trying to be dramatic, just saying we all get run down, and it affects us because it takes us out of our lovely routine. We made the choice some time ago to try and work a bit less. Working less, not just for people with your own business, but even if you're working for other people. If you work less, you get paid less. But that's the choice we made, and we just try and get some balance in our lives and do the stuff we enjoy and love. Not saying I'm young or old, but you only live this life once. And when we tend to forget and think, oh, let's do this and that and the other when we retire, and then you retire and I don't know, you maybe don't feel like it, maybe you don't have the energy levels, and maybe you're even poorly, and you look back on your life and think, oh, maybe we should have done those things I wanted to do when I retire. I'm not going full James Dean or anything. For those that know, you'll know his famous saying, live today like there's no tomorrow, or some such. I think that's the saying. His famous line. Not saying that, what I'm saying is you don't get today back. Whatever you do, however much money you earn. Millionaires don't even get yesterday back. And for the foreseeable future, they won't. Because there's no time machine yet. Anyhow, I'm just going to be quiet for a while, enjoy this walk. So here we go, I'm back. I just want to add that my opinions are my opinions, and my philosophy doesn't work for everyone, but I see friends in jobs they, quote, hate, and it hurts to see that they're in that situation. And to be honest, if I've worked for people that I don't like, it might have taken some time, but I've changed it. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worst. And one change I made lasted 6 weeks, and then I went to my boss that I really disliked at the time, asked him for my job back. His words were, oh, I didn't want you to go. It's sort of just a misunderstanding, you know. Sometimes when you've been the boss, you understand what it's like to be the boss, and it's not what you think. So again, just my thoughts, just the way I like to live my life, and it's my lovely wife. As I said, we prefer this to earning money today, and that's the choice we make when people say, oh, you have a lot of holidays, oh, you're always away. Well, guess what? On those days we choose to earn no moolah. Moolah?
Both of us.
Both of us, so it's 2 times. No one pays for our holidays. We take them anyway. And I won't look back thinking, I wish I'd have worked more so I can have a fancier car. To be fair, I've had all them fancy cars, so I don't need them anymore, which is great.
You're over that.
I'm over that, yeah. Well over that. Days like this are priceless. And I see even more and more young people on YouTube and what's the other one? Instagram, getting into walking, and shock horror, quelle surprise, they're like, oh, this is quite good. And although there's a bit of a what was it I read, some young lads, credit to them, you know, a real credit to them, they started a group because they just went on a hike and thought, wow, this is amazing. Started their own group and an online presence, I don't know what to search even. And they've got like 500 members subscribing already. All young people saying, oh, what do we do to go outdoors? Isn't it expensive? And this chap says, yeah, well, there is a little bit of a thing. You know, a fashion thing. You don't have to spend £500 on a jacket. That's true. Absolutely true. But you see plenty of fashionistas in the North Face and the burgle your house in shopping centres, middle of summer with the down jackets on, that, to be honest, I've only ever had once in my life, and I've climbed the Greater Ranges. It's 7,000 metres. And some of these kids in our local shopping centre are wearing down jackets that I got out of necessity. I needed this jacket. It subsequently got stolen. That's another story. So there is a bit of a fashion thing, but when you get out in the mountains, what you realise is it takes a while to find the kit that you love. So you tend to buy something and then change it and then change it again. So I've said many times, really do your homework. Everything's a considered purchase. Get some advice. Your local shops are the best place, and I don't mean shopping malls, shopping centres. I mean your local climbing shops. These guys will give you the advice that they've gathered over generations, you know. So you might think, oh, I'll get these waterproofs, they're £50, but they're 3 times as heavy as a pair at 70. They don't zip down the sides, they're not breathable, they don't fit your waist properly, but you think, oh, I might never need them. Believe me, you'll replace them, because once you get outside hiking, enjoying the outdoors, you want to replace your kit, because you'll push yourself, you'll push the weather. It's just how it is. I've learned that. And then you settle on something that's special to you, and you have it for years and years and years, and then some scrote steals it. Then you can't replace it. Anyway, we're near the top now, so once again I'll shut up. Luckily there's only 1 or 2 people watch this other than friends, so hopefully they don't mind me going on about how much I love the outdoors and sharing it with my wife, who loves the same thing, which is really important, I think. I spent many a happy year married, my first marriage, 2 kids that are amazing, and I spent a lot of that time adventuring on my own. And at some stage you realise you really need to share that passion, if not with a close mate, with your soulmate. And nothing brings me greater pleasure than being up in the mountains with this one here through a fainting episodes and asthma attacks.
I'm feeling better now.
It's feeling better.
I think the worst is over.
Well, you're saying that because we're just about to hit the summit, aren't you? You got all excited. But where we've got 2 more to go, and we retrace our steps actually. That's our next target, and then across that fell to there and back again. To there and back again. Sounds like a title for a book.
There and back again.
Yeah. So that was quite a monologue, but I just felt like it today. Just, as I said before.
And you've got working microphone.
And the microphone's working, so he's stuck with some of my voiceover now. Anyway, right, that's me for now. I think in front of us, actually I was going to shut up but I'm not. I'll give you a little break so that Martina can do a cutting and splicing and editing, whatever they call it these days, these young uns. I think that's Blencathra. I'll check on the map, but you know what, I'm pretty sure. otherwise known as Saddleback. But I think you can see sharp edge there, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. I don't even need to look at the map.
It is, yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this Mell Fell journey. Here we are at the summit. I'm feeling a bit nipply out, honey. So are you. Right, anyway, enough of that. I meant to say earlier, that's Little Mell Fell, and then we cross on the ridgeline to Gowbarrow Park and then back to the car, and that's all for today. Since it was such an early start, I thought I'd keep it down to a sensible 8 or 9 miles, somewhere in between that. The guidebook on this little up and over and down takes you up this path. Actually, easy just to walk straight past this stile. No, it says Mell Fell there. Walk past this stile, up this track for a few hundred yards, and there's another stile on the right which takes you straight to the summit without all the bogs and the ferns, and the steep mud, etc. So yeah, recommend not following the guidebook but following the way that we chose for the way down, which isn't marked on the OS map actually, but it is on Google and it is a permissible path, so not sure why it's not on the map.